Hey guys, this is Mr. Decker. This is Unit 2, Lesson 5, Digital Footprint. We're going to take a little break from programming and we're going to do a lesson that's more about digital literacy. So, your digital footprint, what is that? What does that mean? A digital footprint is basically your existence online, on the internet, right? That means that's about what you share online, where you share it, how much you share, the impacts on your use of technology, right? Your use of the internet. The standards for this assignment are on the impacts of computing, comparing trade-offs associated with computing technologies that affect people's everyday activities and career options, and describing trade-offs between allowing information to be public and keeping information private and secure. And then on networks and the internet, we're discussing real-world cybersecurity problems and how personal information can be protected. It's important that, especially as a young person, you be as private as you possibly can online. And I certainly understand the urgency that you may feel to be a YouTuber, right? Put yourself on YouTube. Create a channel, create videos, create content that other people enjoy, and having that audience, having a voice. I understand that urgency. I also understand the urgency to be social on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, TikTok, what have you, right? These big social media sites where you are being rewarded, essentially, for having a social media presence. But the thing is, there is a big trade-off, right? Trade-offs and problems that come with this. You have to be private. You have to understand that, hey, I'm a young person. There are predators out there. There are people who would take advantage of having information about me. And there are people out there who would cyberbully you. There are people out there who would steal your information and use it for whatever reason, stealing your identity, right? Especially when you get older, you need to be very private about your banking information, and have a really secure password. But moving on from there. The essential question today is, how can you make sure that your private information stays private? And keeping in mind, what would you be okay with, like, your mom knowing about your use of social media and what you're sharing online? What would you be okay with your cousin knowing about your social media use and what you're sharing online? What would you be okay with your friends knowing? What would you be okay with a stranger knowing about you and your social media use, what you share online, your pictures, your data, your passwords, your information, where you live, what you do, what you enjoy, so on and so forth, right? These are all things that you need to consider before you type up that post, take that picture, and hit the enter key to put it out there for everyone to see. Because one of the things that's very important to realize about the internet is that it's forever, man. Whatever you put out there is there forever. You post something accidentally, or you post something that you regret a day later, an hour later, 10 minutes later, chances are somebody may have already screenshotted what you shared online, and they can share it all they want to, anywhere they want to, on their social media posts, anything, and it can come back to haunt you. You need to think about this in terms of your future job prospects. You need career prospects. You need to think about this in terms of your future college prospects. More and more today, when people are recruiting online, and I was a recruiter for 4 years while living in Chicago. I was a professional corporate recruiter. And a part of my job, after looking at the candidate's resume, was to snoop them online. That's literally the term that we used, was to snoop. And you may think of it as like cyber stalking, but we're looking up whether or not this candidate for this job is a good fit. And if they share really unfortunate things online about themselves, or they have really aggressive opinions about stuff, even that can prevent them from getting a job. And I would send out what is called declination mail. And that declination mail would either come in the form of an email, or it would be sent out via actual physical snail mail letter. And I would type it up, and they would be declined for a position or a job that I was looking at them for, that they had applied for, because their online presence on social media, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, Snapchat, anywhere like that, because their presence on social media was too aggressive, too, just wouldn't fit in with the crowd that was already working at that place. Like if the guy that I'm looking at online who has applied for my job that I'm hiring for is too aggressive towards women, and I have a lot of women in the workplace, then, probably not going to hire that person. And it goes a lot of different directions, a lot of different ways. I wish that I could talk to you more about this, but this is already getting long. The directions for this assignment: using the provided Google Doc, type your answers in the boxes on the activity guide, then answer the final 2 questions on the last page. Watch the video below for guidance on how to complete this activity and read the directions very carefully. Make sure you go to code.org and make sure you're logged into your account so you can successfully complete this assignment. This assignment is worth 100 points. And the video that I'm making right now, that you're watching right now, right, is going to be located right here. And then, of course, there is the option to go back and go through these directions and watch a video of how to submit a Google file in Canvas, a Google assignment like this one. And then you'll scroll all the way down here to open up the digital footprint activity guide that we're doing. So here is that digital footprint activity guide called Social Sleuth. So you're going to be a social sleuth, right? You're going to be snooping people's social media profiles. Obviously, these are going to be fake social media profiles on fake versions of popular social media. So user number 1, right? FaceSpace, which would be like Facebook, Chirper, which is like Twitter, and Instant Frame, which operates kind of like Instagram, right? So let's go over this. Sleuthing online. To get a better understanding of how your digital footprint is created, you're going to read through several example social media pages and attempt to build a detailed picture of the users. Each user has profiles on multiple social media platforms, but they won't always use the same identifying information. So you'll need to look for clues to help figure out which accounts belong to which person. There are several users represented in the pages, but you'll only need to build a detailed picture of 2 of them. That's important to remember. There are 3 options, but you're just going to pick 2. So you'll fill in as much information as you can about the first person you choose. Go down to the second page, fill in as much information as you can find about the second person you choose. And then once you're done doing all that, you answer these 2 questions. Let's go over the directions. Go to the Lesson 5 Bubble 2 for this lesson to find the social media pages. So we'll click there, go to that link. And here we are, Lesson 5 Digital Footprint Bubble 2. All right, you will need the Social Sleuth worksheet to complete this activity, which you have right here. Click on the picture for each profile to open it. Here's FaceSpace profiles, here's the Chirper profiles, and here's the Instant Frame profiles. Now, there is a different FaceSpace profile for our 3 people, a different Chirper profile for our 3 people, and a different Instant Frame profile for our 3 people. Let's head back to the directions. It says, fill out a table for 2 unique individuals you identify in the pages. While there are 3 unique individuals to choose from, you need to pick 2 of them that you want to identify on those pages and fill out these tables for. Answer each question to the best of your ability. Some questions, this is important. In the past, when I've done this assignment, this is the big question. So that's why it's in red. Answer each question to the best of your ability. Some questions may not have answers for some users, or will have more or less detailed answers. For example, you may only find the user's state or city for the address, but you might be able to figure out their street number, right? So maybe you don't know all the information that you need, but you found some of it, and that's okay. You'll need to list the site or sites where you found the information, and then finally mark whether it was shared by the user directly or by someone else. Because sometimes the information is shared by mom, sister, cousin, friend, right? All right, so let's do some of this together just to kind of give you an example and do some modeling. So I'm going to, let's choose Lizzie Dell for our first person. So for face space, her profile name is Lizzie Dell. For chirper, Lizzie's profile name is, let's find out, probably Lil Lizard, right? Because Jon Snow is probably John T, right? And then Haley G might be Flying Hail. So Lil Lizard, Lizzie, Lil Lizard, right? You catching on, right? Yeah. Okay. So back over here for chirper, Lil Lizard. And for instant frame, let's figure out what their username is. Well, Photo Lizzie, instantly given away. All right, so now we know which of the social media accounts to take a look at. Let's find their full name. So back up here, Lizzie Dell, you think that's her full name? I can click there and it'll open it up in a new tab. Ooh, Lizzie Dell right up there. Lizzie Dell right there. Like running photography debate team. Kinsey Dell. Okay, so this is probably a relative of some sort. Talking about a birthday party they're planning. Sophia's my best friend. I like her so much more than you. Looks like you forgot to log out. Oh, how sweet. Ha 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 ha. Okay. So let's go back over here. So full name is like most likely Lizzie Dell. We found that on FaceSpace. Shared by herself. Her address. Let's see if we can find Lizzie's address. Let's see. They didn't share anything on that post. Nothing was shared up here. All right, so let's look on a different one for Lizzie. Let's see. Let's look on Chirper and see if we find an address of some sort. Let's see. Do you want to practice before debate Friday? The girls meet today. So she's a runner. Ooh, EHS. So we're a high school kid. Let's see. Who is Lizard following? These people. Not seeing an address. Let's go back. Let's try to look at Photo Lizzie. Aspiring photographer. Find out more. Session. Let's see. Happy place found. That's a cool kind of place. Well, doesn't seem like she shared an address anywhere, so we can leave that one blank. Age. Well, let's see. We know she's high school aged. Let's see. Anything about her age? Nothing on instant frame. Let's see. On Chirper, anything about age? We just know she's a high school kid from this. Let's go back over here and open up her FaceSpace profile too. And let's see if we can figure out how old Lizzie is. Her Nana is turning 90. Just keep it family. Friday the 9th, Sophia, my best friend. We can put what we know, right? Age is high school teenager. Found on, where did we find that? On Chirper. Whoop, going to the wrong spot. Shared by herself. School, EHS. We found that on Chirper. Let's see if there's any more information about the school. Here's a picture of a football player. High school football. Here's the track meet. Does it say anything somewhere? Track. She loves photography. Face space. Anything? Running. Nope. Ooh, what does that say? So, Episcopal High School. We can read that. From a picture. Found on FaceSpace and Chirper. Shared by herself. Parents' names. Well, we know Grandma is or Nana. Nana Laura's 90th birthday, Grandma. So not. Whoop. Shift T to get that tab back. All right. So we know that that was shared on FaceSpace. Nana Laura, Instaframe. I don't think there's anything about parents here. Chirper. 400-meter relay. Following. Nope. Okay. So back over here. Grandmother name is Laura. And that was on FaceSpace. Shared by relative. So you get the point, right? You're going through, finding what information you can, leaving blank information that you can't find as much information as you can about these individuals. You'll choose to go through each one. Don't forget to do the second one, and don't forget to answer these two questions down here, right? The questions are, what was one piece of information about either of your users that they probably did not want to share, and how was it accidentally shared? And then number two is, which of the two users do you think was more successful in protecting their privacy, and what made them successful? Answer those two questions after you get these filled out, and submit that over here, right, for a grade. And that's it for this lesson. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you really do begin thinking about what you share on social media.